Hi there, it's Ben Eubanks. Hope you're doing well. Recently, I did a little compensation study for a speech I was preparing for, and I wanted to share some of the insights from that. Recently, I talked about how to select compensation rates to offer. Today, I want to talk about the second most common problem, and that was how to get your managers on board. Really, we have managers that are making offers that are outside the range. They are trying to get bumps in people's pay, promotions, raises, things that are outside of the compensation range for that position, and we really need to rein them in a little bit. Well, one of the biggest problems that I've had, because I've done the same thing, I've had the same problems, and one of the biggest things that I realized was I was not really communicating well with those managers. I might send them a guide that said, here's your limits, stay within that. And when they sent something back that was outside that range, I was a little bothered, upset, because I said, hey, I gave you a range for a reason. However, then I started taking the time to educate them on, okay, if you want to do this, here's your general budget. Here's what happens. If we put this person above that range, that means we're going to have to reduce any sort of increases on the other staff. Or that's going to mean next time you have to hire someone, you're going to have to, pay them less. So it's going to be harder to find someone. If you find that really good superstar that you want to bring in, but because you've given this person an increase, you can't give that person as much as you want to. So it's really helping them to understand how their decision, that one, in their mind, it's a seemingly small decision. 2% isn't that big a deal, but you need to help them understand what it means in the bigger picture and how that affects things and what your responsibilities are as keeping it equitable across the organization. I would hope that every manager wants to, go to bat for their people, be an advocate for them, wants to really push for them to get, more compensation, more benefits, things like that. But in reality, it's a fixed pool. You can't just keep adding. And we know that, but it's about communicating that to our managers in a way that gets them on our team so that they are thinking about, before they even approach us with a question like that, they've already thought through what the possible repercussions of that are, what the possible consequences are, or the impacts even. Maybe not consequences, but just impacts. And they are aware of those, they have thought through them, and they have decided it is worth that. Or, hey, I want to do something for this person, maybe a small bonus or a gift card, something small. I don't want to give them an increase because I don't want to, hamper our future efforts. So they've thought through some of those things, and they've adjusted what their recommendations are, what their request is based on that. That's a really powerful place to be. It's a lot of fun, really, to get your managers on your team because they come to you with something you can actually work together on versus something that you have to say no, or something you have to work around, something you have to, instantly turn negative on. You can work with them and come to a good solution. So that's the second most common challenge that we have in dealing with our managers, or in dealing with compensation, is dealing with our managers on that. And I think that's a really great strategy for how to get them on your team, to get them working with you, and to make that process overall a better experience for them and for your employees. Thank you, and I'll be back soon with more great videos.